off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it round my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car. Wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life.
Hey, y'all, what's good? Everybody, thank you so much for watching me. Welcome to my channel. First of all, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope everybody is doing well, is having a good day, or have had a good day, depending upon what time you are watching. Let me make sure that my mouth is deep into this microphone. Someone said that they couldn't hear me, or I think that they're annoyed at the cadence of my diction. I am sorry. I am dramatic, and that is just the way that I speak. Sometimes I speak in a soft voice, and sometimes I get loud. Okay. Okay. All right. So I want to thank the 211 subbies that I have, guys. We are only at October, what is it, the 18th, 17th, 18th. And I am at 211 subscribers. I only wanted 25 for October. That was my goal. We have surpassed that and then some. I am so very appreciative of everybody for engaging, liking, and even sharing. I saw some of y'all was sharing my stuff. Okay. So not only are y'all liking it, y'all want everybody else to hear too. And I love that. Okay. Um, yeah, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. I really do. Thank you so much. All right. So let's move on from that. Today, I am going to be talking about Carlee Russell. I know that y'all like when I talk about Zero Brooks and you want me to make content pertaining to Daryl Brooks. Okay. I have no problem doing that. However, I need a little break because y'all know that that trial was something else. And I have to just take a break from that when I can. We will reconvene. I promise I will oblige to you guys this request, and I will make a video very soon about that. It's either going to be the tantrum, or either I'll play his direct examination with Erica Patterson or something like that. I'm not sure, but I do want to get these 3 videos out um, before I do so. These 3 videos that I am getting ready to put out all relate to the central theme of what I've discussed so far: accountability, domestic V, and mental illness. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about Carlee Russell. I don't know if you guys know of her, know about this case. Um, but in short, she thought it would be a good idea to um fake her kidnapping, and it went across the board. Legal, local, I'm saying the wrong stuff. Local, local, state, and federal agencies uh, put forth almost $100,000, if not more, to locate Miss Carlee Russell, and she decided to just go home as if nothing happened, and she refused to speak to the media. Her parents stepped in for her to speak on her behalf. A lot of people have different theories about what happened. They have theories about the parents and things like that. And I originally wasn't going to talk about it because you guys know I like to go off of facts and not add any extra emotion if I can help it to what I talk about. And I don't like to go off of um, hearsay or things that haven't been proven, I guess I should say. So I originally wasn't going to talk about it. However, I changed my mind. And I am just going to just go down a timeline of events with the exact time. So the date and time of everything that happened leading up to last week when she met with a magistrate to learn what her punishment would be. And then I'm going to discuss a little bit more about her punishment and if it was fair, if she needed a tougher deterrence. Um, what is the proper punishment for someone who fakes a kidnapping? Does it affect society? And things like that. So I'm going to do the best I can with what I have related to that. I welcome healthy dialogue pertaining to the subject. I will do my best not to make this a racial topic, but unfortunately, we have to talk about that, guys. So if that's not something that you enjoy, please don't waste your time watching this video. Okay. So let's just right into it. So first things first, Carlee Russell. Oh, also, someone asked me, one of my beautiful subscribers asked me if there was a way that I could share my screen so that they can follow along with the articles that I read. And I have no problem with doing that. Um, so I'm going to share the timeline and it's going to be a lot of work because I have to share my screen to share the timeline, and then I have some videos that I have to play, and then I'm reading off some notes that I made. So, look, I'm gonna do my best. In fact, you know what? I might not even be able to share the timeline. I'm sorry because it's just too much other stuff that I have to add. So forgive me. But in the future, whatever articles that I use, I promise to share them so that you guys can follow along with me. All right. So everything kicks off with Carly on July 11th when she started to make some Google searches on her phone. And so at 7:30 a.m. on July 11th, she Googled, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert search?" So I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Amber Alert is. Amber Alert is based off a little girl who was riding her bike and she went missing. Her name is Amber Hagerman. She went missing, and to the best of my knowledge, she wasn't found immediately, and there were not any laws pertaining to the timeline of when to initiate a search for kidnappings. The little girl was actually kidnapped in her front yard. Her mother fought tooth and nail to make this a law for Amber Alert, meaning that any child under a certain age, if they are missing, there has to be an Amber Alert put in place until the child is found. You can do your research about that. I don't wanna go deep into that, but that is the first thing that she searched at 7:30 a.m. on the July 11th. So, she also went on to Google on July 13th. Now we're at 1:03 a.m. July 13th. How to take money from a register without being caught. Now, you may or may not know that Carly worked at this luxury spa part time and she stole money out of the register along with a roll of toilet paper and a robe. Okay. On July 13th, the same day at 2:13 a.m., she Googled Birmingham bus station. 2:35, she Googled one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, and the departure date would be July 13th. On the same day at 12:10 PM, she Googled the movie Taken. Now, there were some tweets that she made saying that Taken was her favorite movie or whatever, so people were speculating that she concocted this story based off of the movie. I don't know if that's true. Nobody knows if that's true. I just wanted to throw that in there. Um, and so Carly did go to work that day. She stole some money out of the register, the bathrobe, and some toilet paper. And after she got off of work, she stopped at a restaurant to pick up some food. She then went to Target to buy some Cheez-Its and granola bars, and that is when she headed home. So she was on Interstate 495 and approximately 10 miles from Hoover, which is where she lives. She made a phone call to 911. Um, Wait, hold on. No, she didn't. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. She left work at 8:20. I'm sorry. She worked 10 miles from Hoover. Okay. So that is when she picked up her food and she headed to Highway 280 to go to a Target to buy the granola bar and the Cheez-Its. Okay. She stayed in that parking lot until 9:21, and the police have not said what type of activity was conducted during that time. Okay. So, um, at 9:34, she made a 911 call and reported that she saw a male toddler in a t-shirt and a diaper with no shoes walking along Interstate 459. Okay. So this is where things get a little kind of questionable because to me, being a highway driver, driving at a certain rate of speed, if I'm traveling, let's say 65, 70 miles an hour, I don't really think it's possible to see a toddler walking or running on the side of the highway. That's just me. That don't mean that's everybody, but it's just me. That's a little questionable for me. Additionally, traveling at that high rate of speed, I don't think that you would be able to get a great description to provide to 911. I'm going to play the call in a minute. Per the police, she was traveling at the same time while making that 911 call. She did not stop her vehicle whatsoever. The police said that she had drove 600 yards while on the phone with 911 and giving the description of the toddler. Okay. So traffic footage was obtained via the FBI, and of course, they're now going to do an investigation. So another thing that didn't make sense was she reported that the toddler was seen on the highway. However, there were no other reports from anyone. No one had called in a missing baby toddler or anything like that. Okay. Nobody reported seeing someone maybe dumping a toddler on the side of the road. No one else called to say they saw a toddler running on the side of the highway. Nothing like that. It was just solely Carlee. Okay. So I'm gonna play the 911 call. I will share my screen to play that, even though there's nothing to see. It's just audio, but I guess just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I'm gonna play the 911 call for you, and I want you to listen closely, okay?
Sticker Mule's production process makes it easy to get your custom products fast. You simply select a size and quantity.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where am I supposed to hurry? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Supermed, like to get off by the Supermed. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keep an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan, sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt. It doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no part of the anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any angry dogs out from where you're at, correct? No, no, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No, shoes? Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them. Officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carlee called.
Okay, so that was the 911 call that Carlee placed at about between 9:32 and 9:34. I'm not sure if the audio was good for you guys or not, but basically she said what I said to you already, that she had spotted a toddler with no shoes, only a diaper, walking on the side of the highway. I think she was instructed not to get out of her car, but to keep an eye out on the toddler as best she could. So some things that stuck out to me about that 911 call, there was no sense of urgency coming from Carlee. She seemed very calm. She seemed very matter of fact, even though she was traveling, at the rate of speed that anyone would travel on the highway. Um, Again, like I'm a mother. I don't know if she's a mom or not, but seeing a child on the side of road, seeing a child even if I'm in the store and there's a child that I see walking around, maybe, they ran away from their parents or whatever, it creates a certain sense of urgency and almost fear, because children can be easily kidnapped, and children, they don't know direction. They don't, a lot of children that young, especially toddlers, they don't understand fear yet. Okay, so to say you see a toddler walking, not running, but walking on the side of the road with these cars going at a fast pace, of a fast speed, and you're just as calm as can be, and that's the end of that. Like it just does not make any sense to me. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. So, after she got off the phone with 911, she placed a call to a relative. Um, she placed a call to a relative, and it is believed that it was her sister-in-law, so her brother's wife or brother's girlfriend. It hasn't been confirmed. And that relative said that she spoke with Carlee briefly. Carlee told her, "Hey, I just saw a toddler on the side of the road and I'm waiting on the police." Then the relative says that Carlee let out a scream and she didn't hear anything else. She didn't say if she heard the phone drop. She didn't say if she heard voices in the background. She didn't say whether or not she heard the traffic noises coming off of the highway. None of that was ever mentioned. Okay. Now, they said the police arrived within 5 minutes, and they noticed that Carlee's cell phone and her watch were left in the car. The Cheez Its, the robe, and the toilet paper were with her. Her wig was left there. Okay. And of course, her car with the door open. Now, maybe I'll play the video first before I make my next comment, but let me make sure I went over all of the points that happened. Okay, so she grabbed her snacks and now nobody knows where she is. So let's go to the next call. Okay, so the next call is um when her mother and father, they did an interview in the bedroom. Okay, we're gonna listen to what they have to say, and then we're gonna discuss. And I please tell me what y'all think for every video that I play within this video, because the facts ain't facts. Okay, am I allowed to say that? They just don't make sense. So let's, of course, share the screen um, so you can see this. This is the interview that the parents gave before Carlee was found. Okay. So let's listen to this.
When you download the Kroger app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons.
Carlee's mother and father, Talitha and Carlos Russell, join us now. Talitha, thank you for joining me. And Carlos, thank you as well.
Thank you. Thank you all for taking the time to interview us and help us continue to keep this on the forefront of people's minds.
I can only imagine how challenging this must be for you. So I don't want to waste any time going on over things that may not matter. Tell us about your daughter and what you want people to know most about her.
She is she's just a joy to be around. A genuine person, a loving person, always trying to help, always trying to help people wherever she can. She is human. She is human, but she has a love for God. She knows who her savior is. And that's pretty much who Carlee is. She has a promising future. She's a hard worker. And we just want everyone to do everything within their power, no matter how big, how small, to just make this a joint effort so that we can have the victory.
Carlos, talk to me about the response from the community.
It's been fantastic, overwhelming, tremendous, out of this world. We can't say enough about the support that the community has given us, the love that they've shown to our family, our friends, our community, our church family, people we don't know, different organizations, local, state organizations. It's just been fantastic and unwavering, and we want it to continue.
I think what troubles people the most with this is that it was clear, by all accounts, that she was being a good Samaritan. She saw a kid by itself, and she's like, wait a minute, something's not right here. Let me pull over. What was that call like? What can you tell us?
Well, she was talking to our son's girlfriend on the phone. She told her that it looks like there's a little child on the side of the road that looks like a small toddler. And she told her, don't get out the car. And she said, I'm going to pull over and call 911 or call 911. She put her on hold, called 911, and she clicked back over and told her that 911 was, or that the police were on the way. And the next thing our son's girlfriend heard was Carlee asking the child if they were okay. So she evidently got out the car. She asked the child if they were okay, maybe 2 or 3 times. She didn't hear a response from a child on the other end. And she did hear a scream. And then she could tell there was maybe some type of shuffling, and the phone dropped to the ground. And from there, all she could hear was background noise. By that time, she was coming into the room to alert myself and my son what had just transpired. She kept the line open. She didn't hang up. I was yelling Carlee's name. We were all yelling Carlee's name. I picked up my phone to call Carlee's phone, just even though I knew that line was open, with our son's girlfriend. It was just like, I just felt, I felt I needed to try to do something to try to reach her, since she wasn't answering us when we were calling her name, and all we could just hear was like background noise. And from there, I came and got my husband from the bedroom and told him a brief synopsis of what had just transpired. We needed to throw on some clothes and go to her location. We do share our location through Life 360. And so it was pinging that she was at a particular street. However, when we got there, we did not see her car. And what we realized once the police came to where we were is that because Her car was on the interstate. It was pinging at the street we went to because that street was right behind and below that interstate 459.
Talitha, I know that this remains an active investigation. We will continue to share that information here at News Nation. Talitha Russell, Carlos Russell, thank you so much for joining us. And we are definitely keeping Carlee in our thoughts and prayers for a safe return home.
Thank you for.
Okay. So when I watch something, the first time I watch it, of course, and I think this is what most of us we're watching, and it's either for entertainment purposes or you watch it, you don't grasp everything. You have to watch it a couple of times to hear things, to see things that you didn't before. Okay. First things first, when the reporter asked her to describe her daughter, she fumbled over her words. Okay. She couldn't figure out what to say about her daughter, which I don't know, it could have been her nerves. I'm not here to judge anybody, but it just didn't sit well with me. She went on to make a statement that, my daughter's human. I'm questioning, what does that have to do with you explaining to me certain characteristics about your daughter? Okay. Lastly, you heard her say that, and I have to go back and correct myself. I had said that the sister-in-law said that she hadn't heard any noise, so I guess now they did hear, um, the background noise from the traffic. However, after they heard Carlee scream, okay, they said that the line was left open. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I would have immediately called 911. She did not mention anything about 911. She said she slipped on some clothes and they immediately went to where Carlee was, which happened to be a street behind and below the highway where her car was parked. Now, I have never used a Life 360 app at all. However, from what I'm told, it is very accurate with pinpointing where someone is. Okay. So, again, the facts have not been released. I'm just saying, per my research, I learned that it is very accurate with where someone is. Okay. Um, so anyway, the parents claim that they went to where she was. They claim that the police met them there, which again, I don't know how true that is because they didn't call 911. The daughter did. Carlee called 911. Parents did not call 911. Sister-in-law didn't call 911. Son did not call 911. Now, maybe they called once they got to the location and they realized that Carlee wasn't there. I don't know. But those are some things that stuck out to me during that interview. Okay. So now let's go back to our timeline. So 49 hours goes. During that 49 hours, local, state, and federal agencies initiate a search for her. Members of the community also got together to search for her, okay, for 49 hours. One person who is significant and who um, led the search is Angela Harris. So, Angela Harris is the mother of Anaya Blanchard. And I don't know if you've heard of her or not, but she disappeared in 2019 from a gas station. Unfortunately, when they found her, she had been unalived via a gunshot wound. Um, and so I can only imagine how Miss Harris felt when she received the news that there was a young female who was missing. She put on the whole armor of God and went to help find Carlee. Okay. Um, However, something that is peculiar with this search is that Carlee's parents said that they had received a tip that Carlee was in the Atlanta area. And so the parents took it upon themselves to go to Atlanta to look for her. So again, this is a tip that you claim you received where you had not called 911, which to me does not make sense. If you know that all of the law enforcement agencies available who are trained to find victims of kidnappings, okay, the money has been put in place to help them with this search. You got a tip that your daughter is in another state. You don't let them know. You just get in your car and go. That does not sit well with me. Okay. So here's another video. This video is when they're actually out searching for her. So let's share the screen again. And we are going to listen to that. You probably hear my kids playing in the background. Just go with it.
She's a godsend. Bubbly personality, um, loving heart, um, giving, just joyful in nature. Um,
She's a fighter too. She's joyful and she's laid back, but if it's a chance for her to put up a fight to try to save her life, she's gonna do everything she can to put up a fight. And I was telling my husband and I were talking today. She was just so happy, or yesterday, she was just so happy all the way up until I talked to her at 9:19. She was just so happy. And anybody that knows our daughter knows she loves food. And the fact that she was willing to give me her meal because they left her meal off meant a lot to me. And when she got home, I was gonna give her a big hug and tell her thank you because I know you love your food.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. So that was just a brief clip that I found. Her mother and father are out looking for her in Hoover. And once again, they're asking mom and dad to describe her. She wanted to let us know that her daughter's a fighter. Okay, keep that in mind. Her daughter is a fighter. Her daughter was happy that day, all the way up until 9:19 when she talked to her. So remember when I told you that she went to Target at what was it when she left work at 8:20? She was in the parking lot until 9:21. So she spoke with her mom then after she had the food and was supposed to be on her way home. So this is my question. If you were on the side of the road and you saw a toddler, you knew your mom was waiting on you. Why is it that she called her sister-in-law first and not call her mom, right? I don't know. I could just be speculating something, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Your mom was waiting on you with food. You had food that she was waiting on you to bring her. Okay. You see this toddler, you don't call and say, mom, I'm on my way home, but, I'm going to stop and call 911 because I see a toddler, so I may be a few minutes late. Stay on the phone with me. I'm out here in the dark by myself. I don't know how soon the police are coming. They asked me, to wait, but, stay on the phone with me. until I know everything is okay. That's a red flag to me as a parent. And you're saying how happy your daughter was, and then all of a sudden, you don't know what's going on. There are holes in this story. Okay. I'm going to play the next part. This is Anaya Blanchard's mother, who I told you led the case or led the search for Carlee. She's speaking briefly with the news. So let's watch that.
Stop paying for groceries. There's a new $1,400 subsidy available for Americans who make less than $50,000 a year.
A mother with experience searching for her own daughter is stepping in to support Carlee's family. Angela Harris is the mother of Anaya Blanchard, who was kidnapped and murdered in 2019 in East Alabama. Rosanna Smith continues our Team 12 coverage.
My heart's breaking, yeah, for them, yeah. But I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna be right here beside them.
Angela Harris is among dozens of people who have come together to find 25-year-old Carlee Russell, who went missing Thursday night in Hoover on I-459 South near mile marker 11. It's hard. It's a search Harris is familiar with.
When I was missing, that's all I could, for the whole 32 days, is that your body's in a constant find my child. Yeah, and there's nothing you can say or nothing you can do to make that go away.
In 2019, Harris's daughter, Anaya Blanchard, was kidnapped and murdered. Harris now leads Anaya's Heart, a nonprofit that teaches safety education, situational awareness, and self-defense. The group also has search and recovery teams.
We've worked all over the state of Alabama. Some things we do, we keep private because we are working with law enforcement. But when I tell you it's every week that I'm working with people or families with missing loved ones.
Harris says right now, time is of the essence to bring Carlee home.
Share Carlee's information with everybody. Tell all your friends. Just share it. Be on the lookout and be safe.
Harris says right now it is important.
Okay. So that is Anaya's mom, who again I told you unfortunately was found unalived, and her mom is brave and brave and strong, went out to help them find their daughter who was not missing. Okay. So let's go back into this timeline a little bit more. So like I said, 49 hours exactly had passed. And on Saturday, January 15th, at about 10:44 p.m., Carlee Russell is seen via surveillance walking down the sidewalk alone back home. Okay. Her parents call 911. Medical professionals arrive at the scene along with the police to investigate. They found a minor injury to her lip, $107 in her sock. There were no drugs or alcohol in her system, and Carlee did provide a statement. Okay. So once again, I'm going to play another video, and this is when the parents reached out to the media to share their thoughts on their daughter arriving home and maybe some things that she did or did not go through. And then I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So
nursing students, please tell me that you are not relying on reading this thing to study. Let me show you a better way. You go to Lecturial. They have all the video.
That moment you all first laid eyes on her again, what was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running, all her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
But they say one thing is clear.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back. All right, Priscilla, so
Okay. First things first. Her father only said two things throughout the entirety of the interview. She made it back, and then he consoled his wife when she attempted to cry. Okay. That does not sit well with me. Another thing that does not sit well with me was the fact that your baby that had been missing for 48 hours, 49 hours, shows up at the door in one piece, nothing broken. I don't know what kind of clothes she had on, if it was the clothes that she went missing in, but ultimately in one piece. Any parent's first instinct is to hug their child, check over their child. Praise God your child made it home. You had to step out of the way so that the paramedics can do what they need to do. First of all, when did the paramedics get there? Because common sense would tell me they couldn't have been there prior to her arriving, because if that was the case, you knew she was coming home. You knew what did you know she was en route, and so you called the paramedics? If she knocks on the door, you open the door, you see it's her, right? What did you do? You sat back on the couch and said, "Hold on, let me call 911, and then we'll hug you after they look over you?" I don't know any parent that will say, "I'm not going to hug you and love on you and make sure you're okay until the paramedics look over you." If anything, the paramedics gonna have to say, Look, I know, you happy and everything, but give us a minute to check her over." They're gonna tell you to remove yourself. That don't make no kind of sense. Then you're talking about she had to fight physically for her life. The only thing they noted was a small scar on the lip, and that can come from just biting your lip. Okay. You didn't say she was black eye, bruises, nothing out of place whatsoever. Okay. There are not enough facts. I don't even know the purpose of, well, yes, I do. I think the mom called the media to say just enough so people can leave her daughter alone because they know that their daughter lied and they can't say anything yet. And so this media interview was a way to give them time to get a story together and get in contact with a lawyer. Okay. That's all this was. That's all this was because nothing she said made sense to me. And I know we all raise our children differently. We all respond to things differently, but none of that made sense to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Okay. So after that specific interview, we didn't hear anything from Carlee for a while. In fact, we never heard anything from Carlee. Okay. The parents did the talking. So the only thing that Carlee said to police were these things. She said that when she got out of her car to check on a toddler, a suspicious man came out of the trees and mumbled something to her. She thinks that he said that he was checking on the baby. The man went on to pick the baby up. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, pick her up, took her over the fence. And the next thing she remembers was that she was in the back of an 18-wheeler. Now, here's the thing. If Carlee is saying that at the rate of speed that she was traveling on the highway, she was able to spot a toddler, right? You mean to tell me that other people who are traveling on that same highway where your car was pulled over with its hazards on, everybody nosy, when we see a car on the shoulder, we looking to see what's up, right? You're telling me that other people who were traveling at the same rate of speed that you were didn't notice not only the toddler, but they didn't notice someone pick you up and somehow get you over the fence and you disappear? Now, there were two press conferences. The police never mentioned anything about anybody inquiring about a red Benz with hazard lights on the shoulder on I-459. They never mentioned that. I don't know if someone called or not. I'm just saying it was never mentioned. But that doesn't make sense to me. Just as you say you saw a toddler, someone should have saw someone abducting you, Carlee. She goes on to say that while in the truck, there was a man with orange hair, not red hair, orange hair, and a bald spot. She says she remembers hearing a woman and a baby. She went on to say that she was able to successfully escape the truck, the 18-wheeler. However, she found herself back in the car, taken to a house. So now we done made it to a house. They told her to undress, and she doesn't know whether or not they photographed her. Okay. She says that a woman fed her cheese and crackers, but I think it was the Cheez-Its that she ate, that she purchased from Target, and someone was playing with her hair. A second attempt was made to escape, and this time she was successful and she ran through the woods and then to her home. Now, I know nothing about Alabama at all. Okay. You were gone for 49 hours, Carlee. Not only had you said you disappeared, you were in an 18-wheeler and then you were in a car, and the car took you to a house. Okay. I am left to assume that in those 49 hours, that car traveled quite a distance to get you somewhere where you were unfamiliar with the location. So you're telling me that you didn't have a phone, you didn't have your Apple Watch, you didn't have anything, but they left you alone long enough to get out of this house and you ran like hell through the woods to find your house. Mm-mm. That does not make sense. That just does not make any type of sense. To me, that sounds like allegedly you met up with someone. You weren't far from home at all. You didn't realize that your fake kidnapping call or your false police report, I should say, was going to ignite, okay, what it did. And what it ignited was all of the law enforcement officials looking for you. A search party looking for you. People had to request time off of work to look for you. Mrs. Harris, who lost her daughter 3 years prior, came out to meet with your family to look for you. I truly believe you were somewhere close watching them look for you. And you decided that I got to fix this, and you brought your tail home. Okay. On July 18th is when that interview happened with Today. We already watched that, so we don't have to talk about that anymore. July 19th at 2:30, the police held a press conference in which they revealed the search history of Carlee's phone. We already went over that. Okay, they gave a statement. Um, let's see. They had the initial statement from Carlee Russell, which is what I told you guys already. They played the 911 call and they said that they wanted to speak to Carlee again, but denied. Okay, here's another red flag. Now, for some people, when they experience trauma, they cannot talk about it right away. I understand that. But you've already spoken to them. You gave them your story. Okay. The police, law enforcement, FBI are very intelligent people with the resources to help them break down every detail of a story. Obviously, there are holes in the story, and that is why they are reaching out to you for clarification. Why would you deny talking to them? So, are you telling me that you're that selfish that you know that there is someone out here who is abducting women? Instead of you cooperating with the police and wanting that person to be apprehended and arrested, you selfishly decline another interview with the police when they can potentially restore safety? Do you realize how many people in that community who were afraid, thinking that there was some person or persons out here abducting people off of the highway and using a toddler as bait? But you don't have anything else to say. On July 24th, the police held another press conference in which they let us know, through her attorney, Carlee apologized and let us know that it was all a lie. She never saw a child, she was never kidnapped, and she never left the Hoover area. Didn't I just say that? Now, mind you, this is my first time looking at this timeline. I only know certain details just from hearing it, on social media like everybody else. But I said that. I said that the parents used the Today Show as a way to shift our attention. Okay. She wanted us to be quiet talking about it because we got to think of what next to do. They knew before the lawyer knew that their daughter lied. They knew to get a lawyer to protect them, to protect their daughter. I'm sorry. Okay. On July 28th, charges were announced. All right. She was charged with false reporting to law enforcement and falsely reporting an incident, which are two misdemeanors. She posted bond and she went on about her way. Now, on the surface, Carlee Russell seems like a normal young woman who had a boyfriend, who loved to travel in school. She's actually working on her second degree. Okay, she has a bachelor's degree in psychology. She was working on an associate's degree in nursing. She had a job. Okay, love getting cute. All of those things. Okay, on the surface, her parents are well-to-do individuals. Her father is a underwriter at a bank. Her mom is a realtor. They live in an $800,000 home in an affluent community. Okay. Carlee does not realize how fortunate she is with all of the amenities and the luxuries that she has, allegedly. You have both parents in your home. Let that simmer for a minute. You wake up every day to both parents who love you, who want the best for you, who have provided everything that they could so that you can have what you have now. Okay. You were driving a brand new Benz. I'm sorry, Mercedes Benz. Okay. To me, you seem like a selfish, entitled person who wanted some attention. Now, it is alleged that you were not doing so well in nursing school. And I get it. I went to nursing school. It's hell. Anybody else that has been in nursing school will tell you it will break you if you are not strong enough. Okay. I don't know if you had issues with school and you needed something to distract from that. Okay. I don't know if it's true that you were having issues with your boyfriend or not. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with you personally. I don't know if this was a way for you to just stir up some mayhem, not thinking that it would create um, the outrage that it did, but it did. Okay. Now, up until your last appearance at court, I was rooting for your parents as a mother. Okay. However, after I saw the way that they behaved last Wednesday, I got a bunch of questions. Okay. Something does not sit right with me with that. We are going to share the screen, guys, because I want you to see the way that Carlee walks into the courthouse. Now, she was only charged with two misdemeanors. She went to municipal court. With municipal court, those are for minor charges. So think about traffic court, okay? Something that you can just pay a fine for. You may or may not get a little bit of jail time, but ultimately you get a fine, most often, I should say, you get a fine, and that's the end of it. Okay. So let's take a look here. Give me a second. Carlee goes to court. She went to court last Wednesday. She has both of her attorneys with her. Her mother and father are walking
In
behind
video
her.
business is now 40% off.
Okay, hold on.
Carlee, why did you lie? Why did you lie to the public? Why did you lie to the public, Carlee? Where were you for those 49 hours, Carlee? Carlee, where were you for those 49 hours? Do you have anything to say to the community for lying to the community? Everyone was out there searching for you, Carlee. Do you have anything to say? Mr. and Mrs. Russell, anything to say? Why did you lie on national TV? Why did you lie on national TV? Anything to say, Carlee?
Okay, so that video is courtesy of JLR Investigates. I did reach out and receive permission to use his video. He's been covering this case tooth and nail, and we appreciate him for his investigations. He works very hard, travels from state to state, city to city to bring us footage that we wouldn't otherwise have. So as you can see, Carlee sashayed in there, okay, like Olivia Pope, swinging that effervescent flip on her head, had on her specs, family in tow. This is a public setting, and so we as the public have the right to record and provide commentary for educational purposes. So it's not as if anyone was breaking the law following her into the court. However, you can see that her parents were highly annoyed because they want us to shut up talking about it. We cannot, though. Okay. I don't think that Carlee understands the gravity of this. Each year, there are over 600,000 individuals who go missing. Of that, 100,000 of those individuals are Black women. Okay. Oftentimes, when a Black woman is reported missing, sometimes, oftentimes, the police do not take it seriously enough, and we don't get the response that we need. Most of the reason is because a lot of times the police believe that either the individual was a prostitute, a drug user, they did not contribute to society, okay, in any type of way. And so they're probably just out doing something. They're not missing. They'll come back. They're forgotten about. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Anthony Sowell. He was a serial killer from Cleveland, Ohio, my hometown. And he was able to unalive 11 women and bury them in and around his home. Okay. Those women were reported missing and never looked for. 3 of the women who were able to survive his kidnappings went to the police, beaten up, okay, tearful and all. They went to the police to file police reports. Nothing came of it. I don't know why people get so offended when we try to educate on the differences between women of color go missing, and Caucasian women. But there is a difference in the response. It is what it is. There's no need to get upset with me, but the facts are the facts. If you don't agree with me, you can look them up yourself. Okay. There was $63,000 that was raised in efforts to locate Carlee. Those who donated to Crime Stoppers will not get their money back because now it is still an investigation. Okay. So we were not allowed in the courtroom. However, we did get information from Jonathan, and he said that when Carlee entered the courtroom, she was very quiet, very nervous. When she stood in front of the magistrate, she placed her hands behind her back. She was fidgety, and the only thing that she said in court was not guilty. She pled not guilty. Okay. It is in 4K that she exited her vehicle, went around to the passenger side, got the belongings that she wanted to take with her, went through the gate, and disappeared. But she pled not guilty. Okay. The magistrate recommended a 1-year jail sentence, $813 in fines, and approximately $18,000 restitution fees. Her lawyer went to her parents. They had a discussion. The parents disagreed with the recommendation. The lawyer said that they were going to appeal, and now they are going to circuit court. Now, here's the thing. You cannot upset the lawyer for doing his job. At the end of the day, he is getting paid to represent their daughter. However, this led me to think something else. There has been no type of media interviews with Carlee. She has not made any statements anywhere pertaining to this kidnapping hoax. Okay. Her parents have spoken out on her behalf the entire time. Okay. You are 26 years of age, and I can't understand why your parents, I don't care if they're paying for them or not, will make that decision for you. Okay. There at some point has to be some type of accountability on her end. And so now I'm thinking back to all of the things, the material things that you have access to, including your parents' money. And when I tie the two together, it makes me believe that you are entitled and you get your way, and your parents will, instead of letting their baby become embarrassed, overwhelmed, ridiculed, will step in your place and do everything for you so that you won't get made out to be the bad person. And that's not a good look. You are an adult. It was your choice to call 911 and make up this terrible story. It was your choice to lay low for 2 days while everyone else is out looking for you. Those were your choices. Okay. Your mom should have made you get in front of the media with your tail between your legs and apologize. This is that central theme that I told you we keep going back to, y'all. Accountability. Because even if we don't believe your story, okay, that's why I don't like arguing with people, because at the end of it, you're still going to think and believe what you want, right? But it hits differently when a person apologizes. And another thing that I don't like is that immediately when this happened, we are so conditioned as a society to automatically blame mental illness. This is not a case of mental illness here. This is a person who is childlike, who has never been in a position where they have to assume, accept any type of accountability for any wrongdoing that they do. Okay. You stole from your job money from the register, a robe, toilet paper. You got fired. Okay. They should have took it a little further, but whatever. It's nothing we could do about it now. You go back home to your parents after you lie. They jump their tail on TV to lie some more for you while you laying low. You give a bogus statement to the police. Okay. They know you're lying. They try to go back to talk to you. Your parents shield you again. They get you a lawyer. Okay. So we can back down. Let's see what happens next. So she goes in here. They recommend, the jail sentence or what have you. And her parents are not pleased with that. No, my precious daughter is not going to jail. No, she didn't do anything wrong. So this is what happens when they walk out of court.
Why did you go on national TV and say what you said, you and your wife? Why? Why? Why did Carlee lie? Why did she blame a white man? Why? Why, Mr. Russell? Are you ashamed of your own daughter for what she did? Are you ashamed of your daughter for what she did? 6 months? That's it? And she pleads not guilty? She's clearly guilty, Carlos. Clearly guilty. Why did Carlee lie? Why did Carlee lie, Carlos? Why did Carlee lie? Why did you guys go on national television and tell a lie to the public? Why? Why? Why did you lie, Carlee? Carlee Russell, why did you lie? Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. Why did you lie, Carlee Russell? Why did you lie to the public? Why did you blame a white man? Why did you blame a white man? Why did you blame a white? Don't touch my phone, lady. Lady, don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. Why did you, Miss Russell? Why did you grab my phone? Why did you grab my phone, Miss Russell? Why did you lie to national television? Why did you lie to national television, Miss Russell? Why? Why did you go on national television and lie? Why did your daughter blame a white man? Why did your daughter blame a white man for a fake kidnapping? Why? Why? Why did she plead not guilty today? Why, Miss Russell? Why?
Dude, you can't just run in front of our cameras like that.
Listen.
Baby, let me tell y'all something. Jonathan is not the one to play with, okay? He's going to get in your face and ask the questions that the other people ain't asking. Listen, did y'all see how upset her mom was? Her mom wanted to distract us from little Carlee coming out of the courtroom, getting into the car without anybody asking her anything. And then the mom became aggressive with Jonathan. Okay, because he's asking questions. Why did your daughter lie? Why? I don't see anything wrong with what he asked. Not a thing. Okay. His approach may have been a little bit too aggressive, but people are upset, as they should be. You can't get mad at the public for the way that we feel about this, you know? I don't it just wasn't warranted to me. This is my opinion. So, a lawyer can recommend something to you. You can take their recommendation and go on with life. Or again, you can say, no, I don't agree with that. I don't want to do that. So her parents said, nope, we're going to court. Now, here's the thing. This is going to open up a whole other can of worms because we're talking about circuit court now. We're talking about a jury. Okay. There will be more fines to pay. A jury will have to sit and pick through your story. So not only will they have to pick through your story, everything else is going to get exposed. We are going to know for sure where you went, what you did. All of your phone search history will be exposed. They will have to question both your mother and father. Excuse me. They will probably have to do a deposition to see if they knew where you were. They will have to answer questions about how it was when you came home. They're going to look at everything. They're going to look to see if you have a criminal history. You stole from your job. So now they have to go and question people at your job about your character. Okay. Everything that you didn't want us to know will now be exposed. Every little detail. I asked a question on my community tab about how you guys felt about her deterrence. Did you feel that 1 year in jail was enough, too little? Should she only have to pay fines? And the vast majority of you said that she should get a tough deterrent, and I could not agree more. Now, I am not for sending each and every person who commits a crime to jail. However, it depends on the person's behavior, it depends on their demeanor, it depends on if they are remorseful or not. Carlee is not remorseful. Her parents are not remorseful. Only making her pay a fine is nothing because guess what? Her parents are going to pay it. They want us to forget about it and move on, but we cannot. We cannot. You want to know why? Because we live in an age where people are easily influenced by other people's poor behavior. And what they will do is try to go and mimic that behavior and try to make it even more what is the word that I'm trying to say? Extravagant, okay? They're gonna try to figure out a way to top her hopes. In fact, I think there were already people who tried. So yes, she needs to be made an example out of. It is not my fault that you are emotionally immature, allegedly, that you have a child like mine, allegedly. But we have to reinforce negative behavior. Okay. If the punishment is too lenient, we won't be doing that. We will be doing a great disservice to all of the people who looked for you, for all of the people who prayed for you, to all of the people that dug deep to provide monies to try to help and find you. Carlee, you are selfish for allowing your parents to worry initially, allegedly, if they worried at all. You are selfish for leaving that BMW, sorry, that Benz on the side of the road. Okay. You are selfish for basically laughing in the face of other women and men and children who have been kidnapped and trafficked. Some of them will never make their way back home like you did. If I was the judge, I would have given you jail time. You would be forced to do some type of mental health evaluation. Okay. Since the media and possibly your parents want to feign a mental illness disorder upon you, I would require you to sit down with people who are actually suffering from mental health disorders and see what it's like to actually walk a mile in their shoes. I would require you to do community service to replenish the resources stolen from this kidnapping hoax that you put on. I would also have you do time, time of community service working with women who have been trafficked. This is no joke. This is no joke whatsoever. And it saddens me that at 26 years old, a 26-year-old woman who has everything going for them, you have the wherewithal to not only get one degree, but to go back and get a second degree, a nursing degree, work in a profession to where you help other people, people who trust you with their lives. And this is what you do. So now I'm questioning your family dynamic. How did you grow up to where when you need a break or if something's bothering you, that you can't go and sit down and take a break? You got to make up a lie. Make that make sense for me. I want to hear y'all comments. I'm done giving this girl any more attention because that's what she wants. Okay. She wants the attention and her parents want us to back off. So I'm going to do both. I've given you an hour and 21 minutes of my time. Okay. And that's it. That's where I'm going to end it. So you guys let me know what you think. All right. You Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm done talking about this because I'm just baffled at this point in time. This generation is just different. Um, I'm all for pranks, but not to this degree. So, yeah. Let me know what you think, guys. And I appreciate y'all so much. We are at 211, baby. Thank you so much, guys. I will be back in a couple of days or whatever. We're going to do another video and we're going to go back on that central theme. This time, we're going to talk about mental health and how it can actually affect professionals. We're not talking about Daryl Brooks type of mental health. We're going to talk about a person who actually suffered a mental health disorder and it caused her to lose her professional license. So, as always, y'all be easy. Leave me some comments or whatever. I hope that, the fluctuation in my voice didn't aggravate you guys too much. I get excited and that's just how I talk. Okay. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.